good morning, or should I say, bonjour, ganaden, ohayo, good morning, namaste, because today we're going on a journey. Not just across borders, not just across cultures, but across breakfast tables. Think about it. Breakfast is the very first thing we do to begin our day. But have you ever wondered how differently people around the world start their mornings? For some, it's just a coffee and a croissant. For others, it's a table bursting with olives, cheeses, sausages, and honey. In one country, it's fish and rice. In another, pancakes stacked sky-high with maple syrup. And somewhere else, it's a spicy, fiery curry that wakes you up better than any alarm clock. Breakfast is not just food. It's tradition. It's history. It's a reflection of who we are. And in this series, we'll travel from Paris to Istanbul, London to Tokyo, New York to Mumbai, exploring 6 iconic breakfasts of the world. So grab your fork or your chopsticks, and let's begin. Question for you before we start. Do you think you could eat another country's breakfast every day? Or would you always come back to your own? Let's find out together. Close your eyes and picture this. The streets of Paris just waking up. The smell of freshly baked bread drifts out from a corner boulangerie. The sound of a coffee machine hisses inside a small cafe, and the sunlight dances on cobblestone streets. Breakfast in France isn't about rushing, and it isn't about piling your plate high. It's about savoring something simple, light, but unforgettable. So what's a typical French breakfast? Believe it or not, very little. A flaky croissant, golden and buttery. A slice of baguette, still warm from the oven, spread with fresh butter or a spoonful of homemade jam. Sometimes pain au chocolat, that delicate pastry with a ribbon of dark chocolate running through the middle. And of course, coffee. Always coffee. Strong, black, often served in a small cup. For those who want a softer taste, café au lait, coffee with warm milk. Unlike in many countries, the French don't treat breakfast as a major meal. It's more of a ritual, a lifestyle choice. While some nations sit down to eggs, bacon, sausages, or pancakes, the French embrace minimalism. They say, breakfast doesn't need to be heavy. It needs to be pleasurable. Children, however, have their own tradition. Many French kids drink hot chocolate in the morning. Imagine a big steaming bowl, not a cup, but a bowl, of rich, velvety chocolate chawed, with a piece of baguette dipped inside. That's childhood in France, and for many, it's nostalgia in every sip. Now let's pause for a moment. Why such a small breakfast? The answer lies in French culture itself. Lunch is the star of the day, often enjoyed slowly and with multiple courses. Dinner, too, is an important social event. So breakfast? It's simply the gentle spark that starts the day, not the fireworks. There's also something deeply aesthetic about it. For the French, food is not only fuel, it's beauty. The croissant isn't just bread, it's art. The act of sitting in a cafe with coffee isn't just about caffeine. It's about atmosphere, about watching people walk by, about enjoying life. Joie de vivre, as they call it. Tourists are often surprised. Hotels in Paris sometimes serve continental breakfasts with eggs, ham, or sausages because foreigners expect it. But step into a local cafe, and you'll see Parisians standing at the counter, sipping espresso, maybe with a croissant on the side. That's it. No rush, no stress. Just a moment of peace before the day begins. And yes, there are exceptions. In some rural areas, you might find people eating a bit more, cheese, fruits, or even leftovers from the night before. But in the cities, the rule remains light, fast, elegant. Let's not forget the cultural impact. The French breakfast is famous worldwide. Croissants are now sold in almost every bakery on the planet. But here's a secret. The croissant actually originated in Austria. It was inspired by the Viennese Kipferl in the 17th century, but the French adopted it, perfected it, and turned it into a global icon. So next time you bite into a croissant, remember, it's more than just food. It's centuries of history, layers of tradition, and a taste of French identity. And now I want to ask you, could you live like this? Could you start a day with nothing but coffee and a pastry and feel satisfied? Or do you need something heavier, more filling to get through the morning? Because in France, less is always more. Breakfast is not about quantity, it's about quality. about living slowly, savoring flavors, and beginning the day not with a full stomach, but with a full heart. Now let's leave Paris behind and land in Istanbul, where breakfast is not just food, it's an entire celebration. If France whispers less is more, Turkey shouts the more, the better. A Turkish breakfast, kahvaltı, is one of the most generous, colorful, and flavorful traditions you will ever experience. Picture a table covered edge to edge with small plates. Fresh white cheese, crumbly and salty. Aged Khazar cheese with a sharp bite. Bowls of green and black olives glistening with olive oil. Slices of juicy tomatoes, crunchy cucumbers, fresh herbs like parsley and mint. Then comes honey, not just in a jar but straight from the comb, dripping golden sweetness onto your plate. Next to it, thick clotted cream called kaymak, which melts in your mouth when paired with honey. But wait, we're only getting started. Eggs are served in all forms. Boiled, fried, scrambled with tomatoes and peppers in a dish called menemen. Spicy sausages, sukuk, sizzle in pans, filling the room with their rich aroma. Jams made of cherries, apricots, figs, even rose petals. Flatbreads, simit covered in sesame, and fluffy white bread baskets fill every corner of the table. And through it all, tea. Endless glasses of black tea, served in tulip-shaped cups. Not one cup, not two. Tea flows nonstop like water. Turks drink tea the way others drink coffee. Constantly, with every bite, every word. What makes a Turkish breakfast special isn't just the variety. It's the spirit. This meal is meant to be shared. Families gather around the table. Friends sit together for hours, talking, laughing, and eating slowly. It's not a quick stop before work. It's a social ritual, a way to connect. Historically, Turkish breakfasts were smaller. But as Ottoman culture mixed with regional flavors, the table grew richer and richer. Today, it's considered incomplete unless it feels like a feast. In fact, restaurants in Turkey even specialize in breakfast. Some serve kahvaltı all day long. And here's a fun fact. The word kahvaltı literally means before coffee. Turks drink coffee, yes, famous Turkish coffee, but never on an empty stomach. Tea comes first, food comes first, coffee is the finale. Now, here's the question for you. Could you start your day with such a banquet? Or would it feel like too much? Because in Turkey, breakfast is not just about eating. It's about celebrating life. From the warmth of Istanbul, we now step into misty London streets. And here, breakfast takes on a whole new identity, the famous full English breakfast. Picture a plate so full it can barely hold its contents. 2 sunny-side-up eggs, juicy sausages, crispy strips of bacon, a heap of baked beans swimming in tomato sauce, grilled mushrooms, fried tomatoes, hash browns, and a slice of toast or fried bread to mop it all up. And right beside it, a steaming cup of strong black tea with a splash of milk. This meal isn't delicate or light. It's bold, filling, and made to last. Historically, it fueled farmers, miners, and factory workers who needed energy for long hours of labor. But over time, it became a national tradition, a cultural symbol as British as Big Ben or afternoon tea. The English breakfast is not just about the food, but the feeling it brings. It's hearty, reliable, comforting. It tells you, whatever your day brings, you're ready for it. Of course, not every Brit eats this every morning. In fact, during the week, many people grab something quicker, toast, cereal, maybe porridge. But come Saturday or Sunday, the full breakfast appears again, often enjoyed at pubs, cafes, or at home as a weekend treat. Interestingly, each part of the UK has its own version. In Scotland, they add haggis or black pudding. In Ireland, white pudding joins the plate. In Wales, you might find laver bread, made from seaweed. Each region takes pride in its twist, but the soul of the dish remains the same. Hearty, filling, and unmistakably British. And let's not forget its global fame. Travel anywhere, and chances are you'll find a restaurant advertising English breakfast. It's that iconic. So let me ask you, would you want to eat this every day, or is it just a little too heavy? Because in England, breakfast is not just a meal, it's an institution. This was the first part of our journey through the world of breakfasts. But this is only the beginning. In part 2, even more fascinating stories and new flavors from around the globe await you. Don't miss it. Watch part 2.